What's going on, everybody? Dots Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you guys my second PvP commentary, and this is for, again, my Stamina Necromancer, but this time we're going to be doing a Cyrodiil commentary. I did a 3vx with Annie and Azrao against some DC on some rocks, and it was a longer clip, a little too long for a montage, so I figured, you know what, let's put this into a PvP commentary video. We will talk, talk through the fight, talk about what happened, my thought process, why I was doing what I was doing, and if there's any huge glaring mistakes, we'll point them out, but we're going to, just like I said, be narrating and going over this clip. So we're coming and approaching these rocks over here, and we're going to, have a bunch of DC around here, and there's more and more are going to appear throughout the fight. There's a couple of EP pugs around, but for the most part, it's just the three of us. I mean, a couple of pugs come in, die, but they don't really stay very long. It's mostly a 3vx here. Fortunately, we do not wipe all of these guys, but we do get plenty of kills, and I think this did make for a good clip for a video. So as you can see right here, I'm taking a ton of damage. I'm starting to get focused, so I wanted to kite around these rocks and use my hexproof to kite and take off all this damage off of me. Now I noticed that this guy, the Stamina Necromancer, jumps down off of the rocks, and his Earth Gore does save him. We try to unload an ult combo on him. Unfortunately, when I did unload that ult, I expected my ult to do way more damage than it did combined with Azrao and Annie's ults. So unfortunately, I didn't take into account that he probably was going to get Earth Gore since we are fighting such a big group, so I should have kept on hitting him with Blast Bones and Dizzying Swings to make sure he got that pressure put on him. As we kited up the rocks here, I noticed there's a bunch of bow users and a bunch of range users that tend to be a bit squishier, so I want to focus them first, so we take this guy down really, really quickly. Again, this tanky Stam Crow is coming onto us, so we just kind of put a couple of hits into him, but I overall don't want to spend too much time on him. So just kind of looking at who we're facing off, evaluating who our opponents are. We get the meteor on us and we block that, and we have everyone continuing to come up the rocks here, so we want to try to funnel them into a choke point here. Now I am Ellie drained right now, so I should hexproof that off me. I don't believe I do, but that is a mistake on my part. Really need to make sure when you get those important enemy debuffs on you that you do hexproof them off if you do have that skill active. Now we have a bunch of guys coming into this choke point here, and he puts a Power of the Light onto someone. We have a huge clumping here. Should be dropping my ult right here. Not sure why I'm not. These guys are clumped up pretty decently. So there we go. We drop the big ult after we get the Dizzying Swing onto the Necro, and we take him down with our ultimate. That major vulnerability coming in super, super clutch. Or it wasn't the Necro, it was a Sorcerer, excuse me. Necro's still here and going strong. So we start taking a lot of pressure from people. Again, we dodge away to hexproof that off. I didn't want to be in the middle there. We hit this guy with the Dizzying Swing. I see he's a low CP player, so I do want to focus him, just get him out of the fight, but he is able to kite away, and I don't want to overchase since we are in a fairly outnumbered situation. Now, these guys continue to follow us, and we're just kind of trying to kite them around the rocks, try to get a little bit of LOS, build up our ultimates, go for a big push. And I catch, again, another low CP player. I find him separated from the rest of his group. I do get Dawn broken. I should, in that case, hexproof that, but I hit that guy with a huge Dizzying Executioner combo, and I think my Executioner for like 12.5k. It was a really, really big smack. I then see this Sork here just laying down wall of elements. I don't know what the hell this dude's doing, so I'm like, let's just take this guy out of the picture. Don't need his crap interfering with us. Those ground AoEs giving us huge damage that we don't need to take, so we just go ahead and take him out. So I kite these two guys around the rock, and I start taking a lot of pressure, so we pop into the Ravenous Goliath, and we absolutely burst this dude into the floor with our Ravenous Goliath combo, and we follow that up with a kill on another guy. I love the Ravenous Goliath as a defensive cooldown. Gives us really, really huge AoE damage and healing. We have, as you can see, 67,000 max HP, and on top of all of the big damage that this build already has, it just allows us to stay up. As you can see, we take down another player really, really quickly. The three of us, the Dizzy into the combos from them, we're able to take someone down really quickly. Again, this freaking Necromancer, man, he's still up, he's still going, but we finally corner him away from his teammate, the Blighted Blast Bones, hitting for that major defile, and we are able to take him down finally. And then we have one more guy, again, separated from the rest of the group, and the Dawnbreakers coming from Annie and Azrao take this dude to the cleaners. Oh, but he does escape. He's using stealth to his advantage to escape, but I don't think he's going to be able to escape for long enough. He goes back into stealth, though. We have a couple more guys coming up, reinforcements coming. Okay, so we start to, we're getting a little overtaken here. We should be kiting back a little bit. Azrael does drop here, and we are being overrun now. So Andy and I need to make that decision to kite back. I think we overstay our welcome here. Unfortunately, we didn't secure that kill on the Nightblade like I thought we did a couple times. He was able to use that stealth to escape, and now you can see he is on us and attacking us. And he does die. Azrael respawns, so now I get stuck on rocks. I make a horrible kiting decisions. I try to go into the Goliath to get some extra healing, and unfortunately it's not enough. I'm going to just be taking so much damage from these guys, and the huge issue that we made in this clip is that we way overstayed our welcome. When we saw that DC was getting their reinforcements, we should have figured that, you know what, these are the same guys we were just killing. We need to pull back, make sure that we're not taking too much pressure, and unfortunately here I do drop down and die. Just, overall not a bad clip. Not a bad clip. I think the biggest issues that we had personally is that one Nightblade, we didn't secure the kill on him. That was a huge loss for us, simply because that guy was able to come back later on and put a lot of pressure into us. We had a lot of opportunities to kill him. He was really low, but as you can see, he was able to escape. I'm trying to find specifically where he was, but he was able to escape us. And right here, this guy right here. He was just able to barely get away. So unfortunately, right here, when we see all of these guys coming, this is not a good spot for us to be. There's a tree and some tents. We were using these tents to kill the enemy DC. So right here, there's not enough cover. They way outnumber us. So in this case, we should have gone back to our safe spot, fallen back to those rocks that have a lot of that Z-axis LOS, and I think we could have kited them out and have done some more ultimate combinations. But unfortunately, we made a poor decision to stay there, and it did end up costing us that perfect, nice 3vx there, and it ended up resulting in our deaths. But overall, I don't think it was a bad clip. I think we were able to get some pretty good fight footage out of it. Overall, I feel like throughout this clip, my micro gameplay was pretty good. As you can see, if we go back to a couple certain spots, again, not perfect yet. One thing that I still do need to work on, I can say on my Stand Crow, is I need to be a little less tunnel vision-y with my ultimates and really focus on using maintaining my buffs. Like, as you can see, I swapped back from my front and back bar a couple of times until I had finally re-upped my defensive my defensive buffs. I swapped to my front and back bar probably 2 or 3 times before I threw my armor and my wraith back up, and that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. I'm losing out on a ton of regen. I'm losing on a ton of defensive capability by not having these up. So the biggest thing I think I need to, again, continue to work on moving forward is just buff and debuff maintenance. It's what I preach in literally all of my build videos, all of my guides and stuff, is that buff and debuff maintenance in PvP is absolutely everything. Also, another thing that I noticed that I do need to watch out for, just watching back this clip and watching a bunch of the things that happen, is that I need to really use hexproof at the right moments. I had some really good hexproofs. Kited it out, used the hexproof in a really good spot, following it up with the vigor. But there were a couple times where these guys had some really key debuffs on me. Like earlier in the clip, they had, you can see the spell strategist cleanse that off. Well done. But earlier in the clip here, I let Ellie Drain sit on me. I believe it was way back in the beginning. I remember talking about it, but I let an Ellie Drain sit on me for a while. I let this Power of the Light pop on me. It's stuff like that needs to absolutely be cleansed, because even though it does cost some health to cleanse that stuff off, it's an absolutely massive defensive plus to have that stuff cleansed off. As you can see, like right there, cleanse that off. Perfect. Didn't take that huge Power of the Light damage. It's exactly what you need to do. And especially, most likely, if someone is running Elemental Drain, if they're building their character smart, they're probably having a ton of their regen coming from Elemental Drain, because it offers 600 effective recovery. So if you are Ellie Drained, we're talking to myself, if I am Ellie Drained, I need to make sure, take that off, purge that off. That's a huge amount of penetration gone, 5280 pen gone. We also have a huge portion of their sustain gone, and they now have to waste a global to reapply it. So, we'll continually, it's right here, this part of the clip. I'm sitting here not doing anything. There's no reason that I can't hexproof this off when I switch to my back bar. Again, you can even see I let my wraith drop off here. But, you know, thankfully we go to the back bar, we refresh it. Again, we're peppering them with the poison injections, but I don't hexproof. You know, Ellie-Dream's got a very obvious tell. I need to make sure, don't tunnel vision, hexproof it off, make sure that it is taken off of my character. But let me know what you guys think of this clip, man. Let me know what you guys thought of my commentary today. I know it was a little bit more scattered than the last BG clip, but the BG clip had way more going on, or excuse me, the BG clip had way less going on than this. You know, Xing and Cyrodiil tends to have way more going on. You have way more that you have to pay attention to worry about than BG tends to be a little bit more self-contained. But let me know what you guys thought of my commentary today in this clip. If you guys liked it, please leave a like on it. Any comments, leave one below. And for more great Stamina Necromancer PvP as well as other great ESO content, please hit that sub button as well as hit the bell to keep notifications on. So thank you all so much for stopping by this video today. I appreciate you guys watching my really quick PvP commentary. As always, I'm Dots Gaming, and I'll see you all in the next one.